You know what's exhausting? Doing everything right as a type 1 diabetic and still watching your body fight you every step of the way. You count carbs, train, eat clean, pre-bolus, correct, and somehow your blood sugars still bounce around and your body won't change. I get it. I'm Matt Greiner, retired firefighter, athlete, and type 1 for over 25 years. Today I'm exposing the 3 biggest lies type 1 diabetics are told that are keeping you fat, tired, and stuck. Even as a firefighter training like an athlete, I couldn't figure out why I was getting softer and more tired, despite doing everything by the book. Then I realized it wasn't me, it was actually the system. Most endocrinologists give you advice that keeps you stable, but not optimized. And if you've been struggling to drop the fat, build muscle, and get your energy back, that's exactly why. And real quick, if you hear these lies and you're like, dude, this is literally my life, I put together a free fat loss guide for type 1 diabetics. And it breaks down in a simple way the stuff that I wish I had years ago. Practical steps to get lean without wrecking your numbers. Grab it below if you want it. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is probably something you've heard over and over again. And it's, hey, you just need to adjust your insulin. You know this conversation all too well. You tell your endocrinologist you want to dial in your numbers, or they tell you that you need to work on a few things. And they say, let's adjust your basal, let's tweak your insulin to carb ratio, or hey, let's change your correction factor. And at first, you're like, yeah, it helps. But a few weeks later, your doses are higher, your energy's worse, and the scale's creeping up all over again. That's because the fix they're giving you, more insulin, controls blood sugar, but it's killing fat loss. Insulin's job is storage. The more you use, the harder it's gonna be to burn fat. And endos are focused on safety, not your metabolism. They're doing their job. They just weren't trained to help you get lean. And those fasting tests that they love, starving for a day just to see how your basals look, only stresses your system, spikes cortisol levels, and leads to even more insulin down the road. I lived that loop for years, tracking, adjusting, fasting, until I realized I wasn't fixing the problem. I was actually feeling it. Fat loss starts when you use insulin better, not more. So try working on these things. First, build your muscle. Resistance training increases insulin sensitivity naturally. 2, walk 10 to 15 minutes after meals. This clears glucose without adding more insulin. And 3, sleep 7 to 9 hours every night. Your sleep debt raises cortisol and your insulin needs. And 4, eat balanced whole food meals. Real food equals lower spikes and smaller doses. But even if you fix that, there's another trap almost every type 1 falls into. One that looks like progress, but is keeping you stuck. And the second lie may sound crazy at first, but just listen. It's that stable blood sugars mean that you're doing everything right. Every type 1 wants stable blood sugars. Flat lines feel amazing, calm, and predictable. Also safe, but here's the twist. Stability doesn't always equal progress, because how you get stable actually matters. If you're constantly grazing, correcting, or your pumps microdosing all day long, you're using insulin non-stop to make it look like you're stable. But your body's actually working harder and not smarter. You can have perfect numbers and still be insulin resistant. That means your body's using more insulin than it should to stay in range, which keeps it locked in fat storage mode. I used to chase the perfect graphs. My line's flat, I must be killing it. But my total daily dose was sky high, my energy was tanked, and my body wasn't changing at all. Here's the shift. Stable blood sugars are great, obviously, but you want stability and less insulin. That's when your metabolism actually wakes up. So try doing these things. 1, track your total daily dose every week. Aim to gradually reduce it while staying in range. 2, stop grazing all day. Let your insulin levels rise and fall to restore sensitivity. 3, time your carbs around training. Post-workout carbs improve uptake without extra insulin. And 4, stay hydrated. Even mild dehydration increases insulin resistance. And listen, if this is clicking and you want a simple framework to actually lose fat as a type 1, then you have to grab that free fat loss guide below. I built it so you don't have to keep guessing or doing what doesn't work. So let's get back into it. Now listen, this third lie might also sound crazy, but it's exactly why you're not seeing the progress. It's that fasting and exercise will fix almost everything. I get it. When you're frustrated, it's easy to think, I just need to fast longer, train harder, eat less carbs. But here's the truth. Your body doesn't burn fat when it's stressed out. It actually holds on to it. Long fasts or hitting brutal workouts without the proper recovery will only jack up your cortisol and your adrenaline. That raises blood sugar, which means you need more insulin, and fat burning shuts off. That's why so many type 1s say, I'm working harder than ever, but nothing is changing, because your body doesn't want more punishment. It wants balance. So try these things instead. 1, eat every 3 to 4 hours. Balanced meals, consistent fuel prevents the cortisol spikes and your energy crashes. 2, train with purpose. Lift 3 to 4 days a week, walk every day, and add low intensity cardio. 3, recover intentionally. Get sunlight, hydrate, and prioritize rest. And 4, train to build, not just burn. Muscles improve insulin use and makes fat loss easier. So yeah, you've been lied to, and not on purpose, but by a system built to keep you safe and not optimized. If you want a simple starting point, go grab that free fat loss guide that I built out. I promise it'll save you a lot of time and frustration. And if this video hit home, hit that like button, drop a comment below telling me how long you've had type 1, and share it with another diabetic that needs to hear this. And when you're done, go watch this next video. My goal is to help as many men with type 1 not go through the same struggles that I did for over 25 years. And remember, like always, spank the pank. I'm out.